I use Stumped on how to paint blue hydrangeas. Well, I'm going to show you this great tutorial. It's super easy to paint blue hydrangeas. Super fun to make these little pom-pom flowers. If you're a Patreon member, you get the extended version with the additional butterfly and some flowers. And you can click the link below to join my Patreon to get that. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I have some Arch 100% cotton cold pressed paper. Got my palette here. I'll be using my 14 round Neptune series from Princeton. For hydrangeas, just it's like almost like a pom-pom shape. You can start off with like a roundish oblong here, up here. Just penciling in where it's gonna go, and another one. I'm gonna put like another one here, 1, 2, 3. And the technique is, you know, just making these round kind of bloppy shapes and then filling it in. All right, so I'm gonna grab my 12, this is a little bit used kind of brush. This is 12 round Aqua Lead series. And I'm gonna use some cerulean blue. Just really water it down so it's tea consistency. I'm gonna start just kind of mapping. I'm gonna water this down a little bit more. I can even throw in a little bit of lavender into it. I don't want that bright blue. So we're gonna have a little bit of round petals, see like that? Round petal out here. And then we're gonna kind of just take the paint and move it around, leaving white in that shape. See? Just kind of wiggling it. A few little petals out this way, 1, 2, kind of peeking out. If it's easier for you to figure out to do like 1, 2, 3, 4 petals, do that. And then you can kind of take the paint and kind of connect it and tap it together like that. I want a very, very light pale color. See, I'm just making these like round little pom-pommy things within that shape, keeping it light and bright. Same thing over here. Like I said, you could add some, I have this color called lavender with holbein. Some of that in there. Connecting shapes. You can do the 1, 2, 3, 4 petal shape like that. Again, so it's kind of peeking out. 1, see, I'm making these little petal shapes. I know you guys can make these petal shapes. So say that you're on the outside edge of this, and then you're gonna go in here and just kind of tap some loose color. Oops, that's a little dark. So I'll just get some clean water, get rid of that pigment quickly, or add some of the purple tones. And then we're just gonna tap out this way, leaving some white spaces in between. We will be adding some darker color, but right now we wanna just keep it like light and bright like that. Right? And then kind of mushing around our little taps of the wonderful little petals that we did. Same thing for the last one. I can dilute my blue here, mixing it in. Can have a 1, 2, 3 petal connecting, maybe out this way, coming down, and then we kind of mush it, tapping, leaving a little jiggity jaggedy going this way, but leaving white in and around some of these areas. And then connect those, right? Connecting. And doing the same thing. Connecting. Now while that's damp, I can add more color, like I said. I can add the lavender color, which is a great color. Holbein. Gives it that really pretty purpley blue look. Now I'm bleeding color. I'm gonna go back in when it's dry and add some color as well. This is wet on wet, and I'll add some much drier color in a bit. Now you can make yours a little bit more purple, a little bit more brighter blue. We're just doing the soft color right now. Ultramarine Blue Deep is a great blue to mix with the lavender, or even use it itself in the cerulean blue. See, now this one's a little bit drier. We're gonna go on top of this and make those same kind of movements, little circular, leaving little white spaces. See how we're building this? I've done it so many different ways. You can dilute that color out in the back here. But a little bit more concentrated in the front. starts to build and build and build. I'm going to get a little bit darker down in here. Fill it in. Again, I'm going to add some darker tones here. It's very, very wet on wet. And I want to kind of not do that now. So I'm going to kind of let it dry. And we'll come back in and go in and do some a little bit deeper colors and some outlines. So it's dry. I go back in here. Oh, that one's not so dry. Well, I could bleed a little bit more. Testing it. It's a little damp. I'm going to get a little bit more color in here. Mixing. Adding a little bit more darker tones. A few up here. Filling in the shape. Right? Could add some more lavender so it's not so bright blue. Or you can make it a little bit more muted blue. Just kind of wiggling my brush, just as you see. Adding in some different colors. Just filling in that space. Okay, so I let it dry a little bit more. And I'm wiggling my brush, dipping to dilute it. Filling in some of these spaces, but leaving some white. Going back over this, wiggling. You can kind of connect and go right over that whole lighter color. And we'll get a little bit darker. So his ultramarine blue deep, here's some cerulean blue. I'm doing a touch of like burnt sienna, just to tone it down a little bit. And getting this a little bit darker. Again, still down in here. See how I'm kind of wiggling it? Same thing here. I'm gonna just kind of go over here, wiggle. Now that's really dark compared to the lighter one, right? You can dilute it by tapping a brush in the water and kind of just wiggling. It's kind of like scribble like this and kind of push down in some areas. You want to still leave these light ones out here though. Scribble, scrabble. At this, we get like a 3-stage flower. Push down a little bit here. Okay. Trying to leave that light and bright. Last but not least, we'll let this dry. And we're going to go back in again with some dark tones, making some outlines of some petal shapes. So here we can go back in one more time and add another layer, just of darkness if you feel like it got dried too late. I'm going to do that in some areas and some of mine, not all of them. And then we're going to get a little bit smaller brush. I'm going to grab my Princeton 8 long round aqua series and a little darker color. So here's the ultramarine blue deep. I'll touch a little burnt sienna. I could even grab in some of that cerulean blue. I'm going to do this outline of wonderful petals, right? So they can look just like this, little curve here and there, little curve around here, and then you can kind of outline the petals, you see? And put the dot in the middle. You can just kind of curve some areas and then outline and dot. Just feels more like the hydrangea dot that way without having to do lots of work. See, suggesting the actual petals of the flower. Get a little bit darker here. That's a really dark. I'm gonna get a little bit lighter. Add my lavender. That's okay. And that's how you just do that for the flower. Just suggesting like the outline of the petals. All right, so you can go like here. Same thing. Here. And add the dot in the center. You could do a million of those. Or just suggest it like this one. Get a little bit darker on just grabbing some paint and adding the dark tones underneath some of those petals that we just drew to give it some more depth. So I'm making these like 1, 2, 3, 4 petal with a dot in the center. And then I can go take the brush and just kind of push down and add some dark tones underneath those areas that I drew. And just little ones scribbling out this way. It's just another way. I have many ways of painting hydrangeas here, just showing you another way. A million ways to do it. This is like a loose, suggestive way, really kind of quick. Now, if you're good at scribbling, you're perfectly good at doing this. And there's just scribbles. You're just washing in a couple of lighter colors and a few scribbles. And it'd be kind of nice just to splatter a little color on the outside of it. So if I take my cerulean blue, maybe my wonderful lavender, just a few dots. I wouldn't splatter it. Oh, excuse me. Like a few little dots out here. Just here and there. It's kind of nice. And again, you can kind of do the same thing. You can outline it. It's just another way of doing it. So for the leaves, simple leaves. I'm gonna grab my 12 Aqua Elite Series brush again. Cadmium Yellow Deep, Prussian Blue, a little bit more Prussian Blue. And then if we'll make it darker, add some more Prussian Blue, Burnt Umber on the edge here, a little thicker. So 2 tones of greens. Take this first tone, gonna wash in the stem. It's a little bit light. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. I'm gonna make it too greeny, light greeny, and kind of bend this one, and then bend this one, and that won't come here. All right, and then for leaves, I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow. Kind of bring it and push down. Come back. Bring it down like that. You can have one coming wiggle, wiggle, wiggle underneath the bloom, like that. It doesn't have to have a super jaggedy edge, but you can make a nice jaggedy edge. You want like a medium green and a lighter green and a darker green. And then we can another one here. Going in those two. Right, and then we can have one just a little line there and kind of wiggle down a leaf. Can have another green coming that way. I'll put one out this way, kind of connecting right underneath my bloom. Just mapping out where the leaves are going. I'm putting another one kind of peeking through over this side. You can play around where you want to put your placement of your leaves. It can be anywhere, and you can be more brighter yellow, but you know, not too bright. So my green stems have dried a little light, which I wanted to. I'm going to add some darker, deeper color. All right, I'm going to go back over this with some darker. So I mixed up some Prussian Blue and some Burnt Umber in here. A little bit more Burnt Umber. I kind of add that deeper color underneath. Bleed that in a little bit, and on the edge here, underneath this. Underneath this as well. So we're bleeding in the color. It's a little darker. We want it to be darker. Okay, and you figure this, if the center is going to be lighter, you want to kind of just go like this. Push down, push down, push down. Pretend there's a line here. And you can pretend there's a little line in the center. So we're going to let this dry, but if it's somewhat dry and it's just damp, I'll test this one. You can kind of play with pretending there's like a line here, right? If you have to draw the line, the center of the vein, you could just do that. And then from there, you're going to push down that thicker, darker paint. Get mine a little bit darker, a little thicker here. So it's hardly any water. I'm going to push down again, So you're leaving the light part of the first part of the leaf that you put down. Might look like little stripes, so you can kind of blend it a little closer. Just get that a little closer and towards the edge. So we have nice little veins. If you want it even lighter, again, just mix in a little bit of yellow, just a little bit lighter color, and the same thing. Leaving that center line. So you have a nice, cute little vein. You can make it thicker or thinner, or you can make some skinnier ones, or blend a little bit more. Here I'm doing it down this way, and I'm going to go over here. Maybe these ones blend a little bit more on this side. Kind of touching. It's one way to do it, right? And if you don't like it, you know what? While you're doing it, you just kind of go in here and blend it a little bit. Lift it back up. I'm like, maybe I don't like that dark one. I wait for it to dry and then go and mess with it a little bit again, right? So here, I might grab a smaller brush, like Princeton 8 long round. If you want even skinnier lines, this one's still wet. Just imagine that vein like in the center here. If you have to draw it in, do that. And take your darker colors and just kind of wiggle in here. Close to that vein. You can dilute it a little bit more on one side to keep it lighter. That side's lighter than that side. Same thing with this one. Put the vein in the middle and you can kind of just have the dark tones on the left side here. So it's almost like little stripes. And then you can add the lines too, if you don't want to do that. It's another way of doing it, just adding the lines. So here, I have the line, and just kind of loosely whip into the veins there. I'll get a little bit darker, my color of green underneath the bloom. And then here, on the stem there, under this bloom. And again here, I can put like a little line. It's still very wet, and I'll go back in and I'll bleed in the color. So just filling in the leaves. Like I said, you could do it the darker where you're leaving a little bit of light green. Or you can just do the veins and just go little lines and pushing down. Makes your life easier. Either way, it's great. Either one. Blending this side a little bit darker on that one. And then I'll get a little bit darker for details. Just small details underneath the leaf, because we'll use shadow. And then under the bloom. Super fun way to make hydrangeas. If you've never tried it, you should try it. Super fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Just take your time making those little blobs, and then just do little squiggles for the actual flower petals, and then the leaves just pushing down and adding in some veins and all that great stuff. And you can get a little bit darker, you know, here and there, just getting the little details as you go along. If you want the extended version, click the link below. You can become a Patreon member, get the extended version. Patreon members get exclusive tutorials that are weekly on Thursdays with reference photos and traces, and extended videos on YouTube here, different types of stuff. Get first dibs on watercolor workshops and retreats. It's really a great thing to be a Patreon member, and you're supporting me here on YouTube, which I really appreciate. So click the link if you want to do that. You can join and cancel anytime. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.